Found out my 28 male wife, 26 female, cheated on me while we were engaged after 8 years of marriage. I need some advice on how to deal with this. I am struggling a lot with it and I don't know what to do. The scoop. My wife and I had a long-distance relationship for a few years, then decided to get married and move in together. We did that, and have had 8 years of a solid marriage with no major issues. We also have 2 kids. I recently discovered that a few months before we were married, she gave a blowjob to this guy that she had been hanging out with after work. I was devastated, as not only were we engaged at the time, but up until this point I had believed we were both only ever with each other. Which is something that meant a lot to me. We talked and sort of worked things out. She swore to the point of crying that nothing else has happened. A few months after finding this out, I did some digging and found out she was regularly giving blowjobs and making out with 3 guys, one of whom was bragging that they fucked regularly. I confront her about this, and again she swears that she didn't fuck any of those guys, but admitted she gave and received oral and hung out with them after work. But I have other sources saying she was fucking at least one of them. I find it very hard to believe that she would hang out with them at their house and only make out and do oral sex. Like there's no way they didn't have sex. I am suffering emotionally. I find myself overwhelmed with anger and sadness. I stayed true for her all of those years, and now I find out she wasn't doing the same. I don't care what she did before we were dating. But doing this shit while we were planning our fucking wedding? I can't trust her. She has lied to me 3 times now. I find myself emotionally disconnected from her. I feel like something that meant a lot to me all this time never existed in the first place. I can't even look at old pictures of us the same way without feeling angry. All I want to do when getting home from work is not be around her. But I love my kids. I just want what I had before. I almost wish I never found out, but I am glad I did. I don't want to split up, but I know that if I'd known about this 8 years ago, I wouldn't have married her. I know forgiveness is probably the right path, but I can't do it. All I think about is how much it hurts and how angry it makes me. She's truthing you. I doubt you know the extent of her deceit even now. The guy who claims they were regularly fucking has no reason to lie and is probably telling the truth. I don't want to split up, but I know that if I'd known about this 8 years ago, I wouldn't have married her. She stole your agency. I'm not sure that's something you can come back from. Respect yourself. A cheater, always a cheater. She's victimizing herself and continuously lying to you. Do a paternity test on your kids, find a lawyer, separate your finances, and go to therapy. Like I said in another comment, if you didn't suspect her of cheating during the engagement, how would you know she isn't cheating afterwards? This woman admitted it to you but then also didn't tell you the whole truth, and she will continue to never let you know the whole truth. Up until you found out she did more than what she told you. What did you do get past her infidelity? Did you go to couples therapy? Have her quit job? Did you even try to understand why she cheated in the first place? Seems like you didn't even give her any serious consequences to breaking your trust. Your wife belongs to the streets, sorry homie. Forgiveness and divorce are 2 completely separate things. The latter needs to happen, regardless of the former. I've been in your shows. Just walk away, my friend. Don't shackle yourself up for years of misery, pain and anger. Free yourself. Your kids need a father who is happy and emotionally healed. So long as you stay with this lying, cheating pos bimbo, who fucked around while you were staying faithful, you won't know happiness, and you know I'm telling the truth. Your children will quickly pick up on the resentment, and the emotional fakeness and instability will negatively impact their upbringing. Don't prolong the greatest hope you have for a brighter, happier future. You, Oscar Mike 247. Look man, you either need to split with her or accept that she's going to keep lying and cheating. If you absolutely can't be without her, then you need to suck it up and accept this is who she is. You are going to resent her if you stay though, and it will only get worse. I wouldn't put the kids through that, to be honest. The decision is yours though. Are you looking to divorce her or you want to continue in this relationship? No can do math. Update. My mom cheated on my stepdad and says my brother is her only child now. Hi all. I am sorry for not updating for a while. I have been attending therapy and dealing with the drama. My stepdad has changed his mind so many times on wanting to leave and then stay and then leave and then stay. I think he wants to stay with her as he wants the kids to grow up with both parents until they turn 18. We had a family meeting shortly after my post where mom was supposed to apologize to us. She only ever addressed both of my older brothers and not me. I ended up leaving very angry and she later cried and tried to manipulate me into forgiving her. It was only after my stepdad got on his knees and begged me to forgive her. I did, but now I regret it. She said she would change, but now too long ago my brother and I got into a fight and she told him, see how they are. They betray you like they betrayed me, talking about me and my oldest brother. She also told him she would never forgive us and will forever hold a grudge against us. I broke down completely and have been having intense self-ending thoughts. Recently at the end of my tunnel was my little siblings and now it's all dark. I don't see a future and I'm scared I'm falling back into the place where I attempted to self-end over 10 times. I can't fully open up to my therapist as we do therapy outside, and if over the phone, I am never alone in house. I took a good amount of SS of her convos with AP as requested by my stepdad, but not all of it as it was more than 1,000 messages. I also gave him access to the account after he told me that he would take good care of it. Guess what? He didn't, and she erased the convo from the archived messages. I logged out all of the other devices and tried recovering the messages through downloading Facebook info, but it's not there anymore. Does anyone know how else I can recover it? Stepdad wants them for future divorce, but I only have a few SS. Other than that, it's been pretty okay. He found out the reason she did it, and let's just say it wasn't a good one. She's still a compulsive manipulative liar. I just want to help stepdad with the messages and be done since they're staying in the state now. I'm sorry if post is all over the place. I've been having insomnia and depressed. My meds aren't working neither and I am not eating, so brain is foggy. Thanks all for the advice previously. Too long did not read. Stepdad forgave cheating mom for kids and she deleted 90% of the evidence. Now I'm trying to recover it for him while my mental health deteriorates. I'll give your mom a hell of a time. I'm not good in relationships and honestly, it might make her a better person. Anyway, how old are you? Because my only advice is to try to fight to be with your stepdad only since he's the only one who doesn't seem like a tool. Since your mother said that, has she said anything else? Are you still fighting with your brother? How does your brother take all this? What does your mom say now? Do not forgive her again no matter how much she cries. It is clear that she does not care and only wants to hurt you. Get out of there as soon as you can, please. I'm so sorry. Try to record whenever she starts saying things like that and alienating your siblings from you that can be used against her in a divorce. You deserve so much better than her, and if I saw that right, you are 20? If that is the case, I would try to find a way to move out or stay with your stepdad. Your first priority should be your mental health. You are an incredibly strong woman even if it doesn't feel like now. Stop trying to help your stepdad. What goes on between him and your mom isn't your problem. You told him she cheated and he has some proof. Unless you live in a state like North Carolina where you can sue the AP, her cheating won't matter during the divorce. Move out for your sake. Your mental health is suffering staying there. See if you can stay with a friend or other family. In divorce court, evidence of cheating doesn't do much, they don't really care about that. You used to have to prove it to be granted a divorce, but now they will grant a divorce simply because you want one. Don't worry about evidence or whatever, plan on getting out and away from the drama as soon as you're able. You need your own life to focus on, let them deal with theirs. Number 1, you need sleep. See your doctor or school counselor about this. Lacking sleep is dangerous. Wow. Your 3GG donor is a pathetic bitch. Get out of there and find somewhere less abusive to live. What do you need to get out of your house, own apartment? Is it money? You're scared? Something else? You're literally killing yourself making all this your problem, just leave. Get away and clear your head. Your mom has made all her shitty life decisions your problem. Stop letting her. My hot-headed husband told me to pack my shit and get out. Should I leave or stay and go to sleep? TLDR husband told me to take my shit and get out. We live in a rental, I have nowhere to go. I packed my stuff and now I'm just thinking, do I really have to leave? Should I stand my ground and stay and go to sleep in my room? I am tired after work, honestly. Husband is stressed financially and this was a conversation before it escalated. I'll skip over the details, but he's hot-headed and says a lot of bullshit that he later doesn't mean and apologizes for. I am tired of this shit. But anyway. This all took place around 5-6 p.m. before he headed out to work. He brings up divorce like it's nothing at the first sight of hardship, and I told him it was toxic. That next time he wants to bring it up, he needs to mean it and bring the papers. He told me to pack my shit and get out, so it would be gone by the time he's back, rolling my eyes. So I did, I packed most of my stuff and put it in my car. It's 7 p.m., I took a shower and I am just sitting contemplating, should I really leave? I truly don't have anywhere to go. My family lives thousands of miles away and all of my friends moved away in the past 2-3 years. I don't have anyone close enough to crash at their place. Or should I F this shit and kind of stand my ground and go just to sleep in our room? We do not own this place, it's a rental. His mom witnessed this and was crying and asking me not to go. She's an angel and she loves me. She knows I was not at fault here. Edit. Adding for context. He feels that he can kick me out because this was his place and his room before we got together. Update. I decided to stay. He came home, calm, saying he's back because he doesn't want to worry his mother. He calmly proceeded to take our photos off the wall. I said I am not going anywhere. He said, I'll let you stay. I said, I wasn't asking for permission. I laid down and went to sleep as he was texting him best friend shit about me. That wasn't true, may I add. I fell asleep, then woke up but kept my eyes closed. He kissed me, woman facepalming light skin tone, woman facepalming light skin tone, like what now, my shit's out already. Judging by your posts on your account, I'd leave this guy ASAP. I had a friend in a similar situation. Hot-headed husband who threw the word divorce around like nothing. So she eventually divorced him. Found another man who has treated her better and she swears she's never been happier. Hoping all works out for you no matter what you choose. People aren't just hot-headed. He has absolutely no emotional control, and without getting to the root of that issue he's just going to get worse. He yells at you and kicks you out of your own home at 1 a.m. so you're forced to sleep in your car. He also didn't care to ask. You're aware this isn't normal, right? It's abuse. Yes, you should leave, but not for the night, not for a few nights, forever. You say you have a wonderful family. Call and ask for a plane ticket home. Tell them what's going on. It's not worth sticking around. You said the place is a rental, right? It's not even his property. He needs therapy and to get his issues under control. If you want this to stop, he needs consequences. Are there jobs for you where your family is? He sounds awful. Stay for tonight and then find a way out. I don't know if standing your ground is staying back at the house or actually you walking in with divorce papers in this case. After reading your comments, you are being treated very unfairly. You are pretty chill about it considering the situation at hand. Kudos to you though. He can pack his shit. Tell him that if he comes back and asks why you're still here. I'd leave, he's treating you horribly. Do you have any family or friends you could stay with? Being stressed is not an excuse to be shitty to your spouse. My 25M wife, 23F, and I are split about when to have children. After a year's marriage, she wanted to start a family, and if this were any other time, I would be more than happy. My issue is that she has a drinking problem and I don't feel she should be raising children at this time. When she becomes drunk, she would be belligerent, and when I try to stop her, she slaps me. I don't want the same to happen to our kids, so that's why I want her to quit drinking before we have kids. She doesn't think she has a problem, but she clearly does. It's gotten to the point where I had to stop having sex with her and put myself in a different room because she was trying to do this while I was asleep. How do I convince her to go to rehab before we have children? I'm gonna be honest, you probably can't get her to go. You can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. My best advice would be to have a conversation with her about children and how her alcoholic behaviors correlate to her not being in the right mindset for kids. If this conversation can't be done with just the two of you, probably a counselor would be helpful. Don't give this woman kids, she has very serious issues and she won't change. You need to leave. Does she not think that slapping you is domestic violence? And that whether or not she's a good mother, to any hypothetical children you have, she's going to be a bad mother who causes your children to be taken away from her if she physically assaults you while drunk in front of your children? Why do you even want to stay with someone who's abusive, never mind have kids with them? Being drunk is no excuse. And you married a drunk because. Why exactly? Not trying to shit on you, just trying to understand the context. It's gotten to the point where I had to stop having sex with her and put myself in a different room because she was trying to do this while I was asleep. Wait. She was trying to do what? While you were asleep, having sex? And you didn't want to and had to leave the room to stop her from having sex with you? This is scary and abusive. Together with her slapping you, etc. I can't see why you should stay with her, let alone have kids with her. My theory has always been that 1. Being 100% sure you'll be a good parent means you'll not be a good parent. 2. Doubting, really just the act of reflecting on, thinking about if you'll be a good parent already makes you a 100% better parent than the first one. It's giving very much entitled. Also, isn't 23/25 way too young anyways? There's no ways you have earned enough to actually provide a good life to a kid, let alone have the maturity to raise one? Also, her slapping you is a red flag. Don't have children with an alcoholic person. Think of them as human beings that are going to have to deal with it for their entire life, not just childhood. Unless she quits drinking for good and takes serious continuous treatment, don't have kids. Please keep saying no. She must start with therapy, maybe group therapy, couples therapy. Until she realizes she is sick and gives up drinking forever. I know forever is a strong word, but it's the only one in this case. There's no safe amount of alcohol an addicted person can drink. And what she's doing to you is already abuse. You shouldn't be in this relationship either.